Hi, in this short presentation, you're going to learn 3 simple text messages that transform your phone into a magnet. I'll show you how to use these magnetic messages to turn a woman on and get her out on a date with just 3 texts. How to pump her full of curiosity, intrigue, and desire till she's picking up her phone and thumbing in a message, whether she wanted to or not. And as weird as this sounds, we'll show you how to use a form of sexual inception to plant erotic thoughts of you in her mind, igniting feelings of intense chemistry and connection, and has her trusting you, thinking about you, craving you, and even fantasizing about you, desperately waiting for your next message. Most importantly, these texts quickly get meetups that turn into sex and relationships. In fact, you can even use these 3 texts to text your way out of the friend zone. Jumpstart things back up with a girl that's slipping away without coming across as needy or desperate. Get a girl you just met chasing you, fighting for your attention, working to win you over. Even girls who've been sending icy cold one-word responses will suddenly be eager to spend time with you. All because you'll be using a very specific sequence of magnetic texts called the key lock sequence. When you use these 3 texts, it's like pushing a key into a lock, turning and awakening an exciting, fun, and sexual side of her that she has hidden from all the other guys in her phone. And the best part is, this works like clockwork. Rinse, wash, repeat on any girl you meet, so you'll never struggle with what to write a girl again. My name is Bobby Rio, and in just a second, I'm going to reveal the secret and teach you exactly how to use these 3 texts. The secret I'm about to reveal, you can pull your phone out and use immediately, so make sure you watch the entire presentation to the end. Though I have to warn you, due to the sensitive nature of the video, it probably won't be up for long. The last thing any of us need is girls finding this video and becoming keen to the trick. You may be thinking you've tried it all and seen it all, but you have never seen anything like this before, and I promise one tip in particular is gonna shock you. Now, before I get to that, I want to expose a dangerous myth of attraction that's stopping you from scoring more women right now. So what is the dangerous myth of attraction preventing you from getting women out on dates, getting the kiss, closing the deal, and getting her back to your bedroom? The dangerous myth is that attraction is black or white, that a woman either wants you or she doesn't, that she's attracted to you or she's not, she would sleep with you or she wouldn't. Now, that's not how attraction works. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Attraction is not black or white. This means that a woman's opinion of you can change by the year, month, week, day, even by the hour. Now, this comes with good news and bad news. Which do you want first? Let's start with the good news. The good news is that even if you didn't make a stellar first impression, you can still win her over and get her wanting you. Even if you're not her type or she only sees you as a friend, even if you've already sent her a horribly embarrassing text, and even if she's dating someone else and acts like you don't even exist. In a few minutes, I'm going to teach you how 3 simple texts can change all that. Now, first, I've got to give you some bad news. Okay, here's the bad news. Just because a girl has given you her number, told you to call her, or has even been out on a date with you, does not automatically mean you'll ever see her again. When she handed you her number, she did not sign a social contract agreeing to go out with you. It just means she was interested or attracted enough at the moment to give it to you. Now, that interest and attraction is a good start. In fact, when a woman hands you her number, she secretly wants you to win. She wants you to seduce her. She's hoping you won't mess things up and has probably already imagined being with you. Just don't make the fatal mistake of thinking that once a woman gives you her number, it's game over, you win, because the game is actually just beginning. In fact, there's a window of opportunity that begins closing the minute she gives you her number. Yes, she was interested or attracted enough to give it to you, but time is ticking like sand running through the hourglass. Here's why. Women expect things to happen quick when there's chemistry. They expect to get swept away. So the longer it takes to get her out, the more she starts thinking that there must not be anything there. She'll even begin to backward rationalize and start finding reasons you're not worth meeting up with. And she starts getting annoyed at even the slightest mistakes, like sending texts that come on too strong or appear needy, sending her lame, boring, just another average guy texts, or trying to send her something witty that she just doesn't get. This is when she seems to go from hot to cold very quickly, losing interest and fizzling out. As the window's closing, all the time texting back and forth is murdering your chances. In fact, you have a limited number of texts before this window closes for good and you never get her out. If you're not sending her the right texts, you're just spinning your wheels and some other guy will get her out and fuck her. Was that last part a little graphic? I hope so, because I'm speaking from experience. Now, if you're like I was, then you've probably experienced one of two common scenarios. Nod your head if you've experienced one of these. The first I call the Cinderella effect. You meet a girl at a bar or party and she's totally into you and seems like a total sweetheart the night you met. Maybe even start imagining a relationship with her, planning future dates in your mind, even bragging about her to your friends. Embarrassing, huh? But when you try to contact her afterwards, she turns into something else. Whether she turns mean, cold, disinterested, or just non-responsive, she's displaying the Cinderella effect. And it feels downright humiliating when she doesn't respond, pulling your phone out of your pocket every 5 minutes, checking to see if you missed her message. You can almost imagine her laughing about your text with her friends, or the guy she's in bed with. And then it's like she disappears off the face of the earth, and you can't figure out where you messed up or what went wrong. And the weird thing is, this is actually almost better than the next scenario, because at least there you can take a hint and move on. Scenario 2 I call the texting goofball. This is where you turn into a one-trick pony, always trying too hard to make her laugh and entertain her. You think you're really getting somewhere. She seems to LOL at everything you write, even sends you random texts asking how you are. Then days, weeks, months go by playing textual grab-ass with her, until you finally realize you're just her text buddy. She never actually wants to meet up. So the big question is, how do you go from getting a woman's phone number to getting her out on a date? How do you use your phone to turn her on so that by the time she meets you, she's already eager to go back to your bedroom? How do you do that without losing her interest to another guy, without the attraction fizzling out after a few boring texts, and without accidentally texting your way into the friend zone and becoming her text buddy that's never going to get anywhere near her bedroom? And more importantly, once you've hung out with her, how do you continue to amplify the attraction, leave her wanting more, and have her anxiously anticipating the next time she'll wrap her legs around you, all by sending a few simple texts from your cell phone? To answer those questions, I need to reveal a few simple truths about chemistry and attraction no one has told you before, and show you how to jumpstart the spark that takes a woman who's lukewarm, indifferent, or even losing interest and suddenly has her eager to spend time with you. Remember how I told you the window of opportunity is quickly closing? The reason the window of opportunity is closing is because the emotion she felt towards you's fading and you're losing her attention. Critical point number 1. Emotions equal attention. Anytime you create an emotional state in a woman, you momentarily have her attention, and the window opens back up. It gets even better. Emotions also act as an attraction anchor and reignite the original attraction she felt, even if it's already started to slip away. Have you ever had a song start playing on the radio and bring back a flood of emotions, and suddenly that song has every ounce of your attention? Now, if you send her an emotional text, then anytime she pulls out her phone, you can get that same exact reaction. When a woman decides that she wants to meet up for a date, text you naked pictures of herself, or just come over for some fun, casual sex, I can pretty much guarantee it was not some logical decision she made based on careful thinking. It was an emotional reaction she had to the text you sent. Your goal is to spark an emotion, get her attention, and turn that attention into a meetup as quickly as possible. So what are the 3 texts that she's practically powerless against? In order to capture a woman's attention and create a mental monopoly where she can't stop herself from meeting up with you, she needs to receive 3 specific text messages. It's called the key lock sequence. First, you send her an emotional text that stops her dead in her tracks, captures her attention, and has her anticipating what comes next. This text shows her that you're different and exciting, and gets her seeing you as an attractive, fun, charismatic guy, and draws out her flirtatious side, setting the tone for all your future interactions. Next, you need to bond with her in a way that has her imagining spending time with you in the future and feeling an emotional connection that goes beyond a casual flirtation. This text shows her that she's not just some random number in your phone. It lets her know that you get her and has her associating these warm, good feelings to you. And finally, you plant the idea of sleeping with you in her mind so that she begins to crave and imagine it. This text shows her that you're the type of guy who makes it happen, has her desperate to spend time with you, and easily transitions to a meetup. Yup, the reason some guys are able to pull out their cell phones and have girls practically jumping at the chance to come over for some late night fun even when months have gone by without seeing her, while the rest of us can't break through her bitch shield. And even when she responds to our messages, she gives us nothing to work with and seems to be politely blowing us off, is because these guys have figured out it's not your ability to spend days texting her interesting things or convincing her you're a good guy who really likes her. It's your ability to monopolize her attention, anchor a strong emotional connection, and send out texts that act like magnets, drawing her closer toward you. And because time is always a factor, you must do all this in just 3 texts. See, like most guys, I used to make the mistake of thinking the more text I send, the more of her attention I'll get. Hoping to stay on her mind, I'd continually text her things like,